How's it going, guys? My name is Jeremy and welcome back to the channel. As you saw from the thumbnail and title, today I'm going to show you guys a super easy way on how to breed some mealworms. I'm going to be using these mealworms to feed to Larry, the Japanese quail, and when I do eventually get them, some African cichlids. So I'm going to show you guys what you need, what to feed them, and when you start getting beetles, how to sort it out. So let's get right into this, guys. Alright guys, so this is basically what you need for a very simple setup. Really just needs three things: the container, substrate, and of course the mealworms. So what you need obviously is a container. This is a old makeup storage thing that my sister used to use. I've already taken out all the compartments that separates the stuff, but yeah, you want, preferably if you get a container, you can use storage things that have the drawers that you pull out. But you want three different sections so you can separate them so they don't cannibalize each other. So the top one is going to be for the beetles and pupa. The middle row is going to be for eggs and young larvae. And the bottom is going to be for the more mature mealworms of various sizes. Next, you're going to need a substrate. I like to use this wood shavings because it's very cheap to get. It doesn't smell. Even when they poop and pee in it, it doesn't smell. It doesn't mold. Some people like to keep mealworms in food such as oats or wheat bran, but I feel like wheat bran and oats go off and then it does smell quite bad after a while. So I like to use this wood shavings because, yes, it does get wet because it absorbs liquids, so when you feed them, but that's just one small thing. I do prefer this because it's very cheap. This one whole brick, it was up to here. This one whole brick cost me £1 from Pets at Home. So obviously it's very cost effective if you're not looking to spend a lot of money. And of course, you're going to need some mealworms. These are some standard size mealworms I bought from Pets at Home. If I can just get one out. Here's one. So yeah, you're going to need these mealworms. These are actually not the mature mealworm. These are just the larvae, but this one is a pretty good size. It's probably going to pupate soon. So, all right. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do to set up the container for these mealworms. All right, guys. So now I'm going to start adding the substrate into each compartment. But before I do that, I just want to show you what I did for ventilation. So, this thing doesn't really clip very well. So obviously there's going to be some air coming in. But just in case, I wanted to add some holes onto the side of each compartment by using a hot knife and heating it up and just poking a hole in it. But if you don't want to do that, you could just, you know, put some cling film over and stab some holes on the top. That will give it ventilation as well. But yeah, let's just start adding the substrate. I've already measured out what I want here for each bit. If I need more, I'll probably just add more. But you want to get a nice layer. This layer's for the mealworms that are already in there, so I'm not going to add too much because I want to use some of the old stuff that's in there because I don't want to be picking through for hours trying to get some mealworms out. But yeah, you just want to add a nice decent layer to each container so that the mealworms are able to dig, but not so thick that it's going to be difficult to sort it out. So for this compartment, this is going to be for the baby mealworms. I don't want to add too much because I'm going to use the substrate for the beetles in there because the eggs are very small, and once you get eggs from these beetles, you obviously want to keep the substrate, not throw it away because the eggs are going to be in there. The way that I've seen people do it is put a fine mesh layer on top, but like not on top, on this bit here. So they cut out the bottom bit and they put a mesh layer, but I don't really have access to that right now. So this is just a simple way that I want to do it. So for the beetles, you're going to want a decent layer so that they're able to bury it into the substrate and lay their eggs. And for the pupa are able to rest on top. So guys, so this is what I've done so far. Check back in once I start adding the mealworms, adding the rest of the substrate in. So as you can see, this is going to be for the beetles. It's a nice, decent layer. This is going to be for the babies. I'm probably going to remove some and add the substrate from the beetles once I start getting beetles. Yeah, that's that. And then this is the mealworm layer. So I'm going to add the mealworms that are already in here into here and see what they do. Alright, so as you can see, the mealworms are obviously already going to start digging in and you know, finding places to hide because they do not really like to be exposed. But yeah, so they're just going to live in here. They're going to dig around and they're going to molt and get bigger. But yeah, so this is what one of them looks like. They are quite cool. They do feel a bit weird. They're not very like rough at all. In fact, they're actually quite smooth. It's pretty interesting. As you can see, I've got some old potato peelings in here that I fed them with. I'm going to cut some up for some food and show you guys what I'm going to feed them in a second. But if you guys are curious on what they turn into, well not turn into, I've got one right here. So this is a mealworm pupa. As you can see, it's already starting to get the shape of the beetle. I'm not sure how old this one is, but if it'll focus. If it'll focus. Does not want to focus today, no? Oh, there we go, kind of. Yeah, so as you can see, this is what the mealworm will turn into, and eventually in about a week or two, it will hatch into a beetle, and hopefully I get some more. I do want to start breeding them quickly, so yeah, so check back in when I show you guys what I'm going to feed these guys. This is what I've prepped for them today. So I prepped some lettuce for them, just roughly chopped. They will just munch on this as it is. And for mealworms, they don't really drink. They get their moisture from their food. So you want to provide them a food that has quite a lot of moisture. So today I'm going to give them some cucumber and a small slice of watermelon. The reason why I feed a variety of foods and not just give them oats or something for them to chew on, that it's important to do a thing called gut loading. Gut loading means to, in a way, get vitamins into the mealworms, so when an animal eats the mealworms, they get the vitamins. So for example, for a bearded dragon, some bearded dragons don't really like eating their veggies. So if the mealworms are gut loaded with the vitamins and minerals that are found in the veggies, the bearded dragon will get the vitamins from there. So it's important to gut load. So I will give them other foods like carrots, potato peelings again, maybe some fruit, fish flakes. They do go crazy for that, so I'll give them some fish flakes. And yeah, so let's just bring this over and just chuck it in. So it probably will take them a while for them to notice there's food here. They're probably going to be terrified because they just moved to a new spot. But you just want to place it in and just push it down a little bit, because they will try to drag it down into the substrate because they feel safer within the wood shavings. So just want to leave the food in for them like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to put it back together and show you what it should look like. Alright guys, so this is what the end product should look like. Very simple, very compact. And yeah, so once you start getting beetles, the beetles will lay the eggs in the substrate. Once that happens, you want to move the beetles into this compartment and swap these two around, so the eggs can hatch and the beetles won't eat the babies. Once the babies hatch, you can put them straight here if you run out of mealworms, or let them grow out in this section, and then once they grow up, put them in here, and the cycle continues on and on and on. So yeah, now you have a way that you'll never run out of mealworms. It does take time, but once you get it started, you'll never have to buy mealworms from the shop again, which in a long term, it's much cheaper. So now I'm going to show you Larry's new cage and how she's doing and everything. So let's get right into that. Alright guys, so this is Larry's new cage. As you can see, it's much bigger than her previous cage. But yeah, she's already made a mess in it, of course. She is a messy bird. But look, she's very eager to come out, so I'm going to open this cage and let her out. So this is an old dog cage, and I just turned it into a cage that the quail can live in. Oh, you don't want to come out? Come on, come here. There you go. So, here's Larry. Larry's doing good. She's stopped laying eggs recently. I'm pretty sure her body is just on a break. But yeah, let's see if she wants any of these mealworms. She'll probably be very excited to get some mealworms this morning. It's been a while. Larry, come here. There, of course she'll eat them. So mealworms are very fattening. It's very good for getting skinny animals into a healthier weight. But yeah, so I'm just gonna close the door and put these up here so she doesn't jump in and kick it around and try to eat every single mealworm that's in here. But yeah, she's a very good bird. She does like to jump for food. I'll see if I can catch it on video here. Oh, see, you can see her jump for it. Jumped again. Come on. Very silly bird. Come here. Hey. There you go. Alright guys, so that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I really appreciate it if you subscribe for more content and leave a like. You got anything else to say, Larry? You don't? You just want more mealworms? Alright. Well guys, that's it for me today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.